The real art for the modern marketeer is not actually just accelerating or automating the processes that you've always had. It's finding the new ways to kind of re-engineer your existing processes so that you can deliver those better experiences to your customers.
We're joined by Oliver from IFS. Thanks very much for being here. Oliver, innovation has sort of become a mindset and a mandate. What does it really take for an organization to drive innovation at scale and at speed?
I think there are some things that are just the fundamentals of trying to embrace change. And I think, first of all, you need to have the right type of people who want to embrace change. So hiring is one thing to think about. And is the workforce that you've currently got the right workforce for you in the future? And probably there might be some hard decisions around that. But many people are stepping up to the change. Many people want to embrace these new innovations, these new technologies. I think from a culture perspective, that's really, really healthy. Of course, there's an element on the employer to kind of embrace the training element, to encourage people and to reward them through all that they're doing as well. So I think that when it comes to innovation, you've got to fit that right culture from the start, from having the right people to then finding the right setup for them to be able to thrive, and then rewarding the right behavior. So I appreciate those are kind of like the fundamentals of a high performing team. But ultimately, with the era of so much change, you want people to step up and you need them to go and think about the ways that they can embrace this innovation rather than doing the same stuff that they've been doing for the last few years.
And as AI becomes really embedded in enterprise tech, where is it sort of unlocking the most value? Is it for customers? Is it for the teams? Is it for the business altogether?
Well, ultimately, you want it to be for customers. I mean, most companies.
You're obliged to say that.
Well, most companies, they want to feel themselves as being customer centric.
Yeah.
And I think with any new innovation, you've got to think to yourself, well, how can I really embrace this new technology so that I can serve my customers better? Now, from a marketeer's perspective, that might be a case of saying, well, how can I use AI so that I can be more effective with the speed with which I deliver a certain message at a certain time? Or you might want to think about how you can hone your message based on the insights that you're able to gain using the new technology so that you deliver the right message at the right time. But ultimately, the fundamentals of marketing, of delivering the right message at the right time to the right person so that they go on the next step in that customer journey is what all these tools need to do. And I reflected a little bit on what you say, and I think there are a lot of people who are looking at things like AI in order to go and improve the way that they're operating and how they can just embrace a faster way of doing existing processes. But the real art for the modern marketeer is not actually just accelerating or automating the processes that you've always had. It's finding the new ways to kind of re-engineer your existing processes so that you can deliver those better experiences to your customers.
Oliver, what are you most excited about when it comes to the future of marketing?
I think there is so much opportunity for the marketing department. I'm really looking forward to seeing how people step up to the challenge, how they rise to the challenge. And I think there are going to be some fundamental differences in the way that we operate as a marketing community, as a marketing function within our own business. The structure of the organization will radically change. People will be doing different jobs. And we need to retrain. We need to make sure that people are empowered, they're motivated to use these tools so that they can really accelerate themselves and do the things that add the most value.
So if you were to offer advice, I mean, as a CMO, how should people who are heading marketing organizations, how should they be trying to drive innovation?
Honestly, I think as a leader, it's about the culture. And I'm sorry to kind of repeat the first question or answer that I talked to. But if as a leader, you're not creating and embracing an environment from which all of your staff can really thrive, you've got a problem at day one. So there's an element of enablement. I'm not an advocate of giving everybody in the team the tool. I want people to step up and ask that they want certain tools, because the universal issuance of a certain AI capability is very different if you're a graphics designer through to a copywriter, or if you're a functional expert as an SEO expert. You probably want different tool sets. So you've got to make sure that you're encouraging people to ask for the right tools, so they've got the right thinking about how they can embrace these new technologies, and then reward them. Make sure that they're seen as being real innovators, and the other people who perhaps are the laggards within the team who haven't quite embraced change as quickly as possible, they can step up and be inspired.
Oh, Oliver, thanks so much for coming and talking us through that whole process. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you for having me.